various functions that the FDIC plays, and we'll have a whole session devoted to this tomorrow morning, but by way of a quick reminder, the FDIC functions in three distinct legal capacities, and there's plenty of case law devoted to whether somebody properly sued one of the entities and not one of the other entities. In its corporate capacity, the FDIC provides assistance to open banks, and in the event of a failed bank, makes the deposit insurance determinations, as for example in IndyMac earlier this year. In its capacity as receiver, the FDIC issues those receivership certificates to the folks who lost deposit insurance and creditors who may have lost as well, and pays out on the insured deposits in an effort to resolve the failed bank as economically as possible. While historically the FDIC has considered numerous factors, including maintaining confidence in the U.S. banking system and protecting consumers, as a result of the last crisis, the overarching concern for the receiver is coming up with the resolution that is the least costly to the deposit insurance fund. Congress was so concerned about the cost of some of the resolutions in the late 80s and early 90s that it statutorily mandated the least cost resolution in Section 1823C, which we've, I think, given you a copy of in the materials. And then third, as a conservator, the FDIC will manage a bank as if there is sufficient going concern for it to be sold. The goal as conservator is to maximize the assets of a bank until it can be sold, and IndyMac provides a good example of this. I'll explain in just a few minutes. The distinction between all these capacities is essential legally because different statutory powers that I know Dennis will touch on later, the powers are different depending on which capacity it's operating in. For example, the receiver is allowed to get a 90-day stay from a court at the inception of the receivership. In fact, federal courts are deprived of any discretion to decide whether the FDIC gets a 90-day stay as receiver. But a conservator, by contrast, only gets a 45-day stay under the same statutory provision. So which capacity it's acting in may be vitally different.